Good morning! Happy Saturday! We are in a completely new spot. I'm actually standing in my kitchen because we're trying to figure out what works. So I tried recording this video already on my camera, and this is my phone that you're on. My camera sounded like I was underwater, so we're not going to use that. We're learning slowly but surely, so just be patient with me and then I'll figure out something eventually. Today's video is going to be our retrospective 24 in 2024, but if you watched my 24 in 2024 video, I didn't do the traditional 24 books. I did 24 books / series, which wound up being 57 books. So I set myself up for failure and we'll see how much I failed. We're just going to jump right into it. I'm just going to list off I'm not going to do any synopses or anything. We're just going to list the titles and if I read it or not. Some of these have had more releases since I made this list, so I'll just mention those, but I will let you know what is actually on my list versus what is just a little side note. Anyway, starting off strong, we have the Magnolia Park series by Jessa Hastings. So I want to see if I can do this without looking. There are 5 books out right now. The 5th one came out after I made this list. So we have Magnolia Parks, which is book 1. Then we have book 2, Daisy Hates. Book 3, I can't do this, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. And book 4, Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. And then book 5 is Magnolia Parks, Into the Dark. So I only have books 1 through 4 on this list, and the only one that I read was book 1. And it was not my favorite, so I did not continue in the series. I do love Jessa Hastings' writing, and I go back and I look at my highlights, and they're just the words, the way that she arranges words, it's beautiful. I just don't care about the characters, but I have heard that the Daisy Hates books are better to some people, so I'm going to give those a shot. I'm not giving up on the series, but I did give up on it in 2024. So that's 1 out of 4. Next we have the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. This is not completed yet. The last book, I believe it's the last book, is coming out this year in April, I want to say. So there are 3 books on this list. I'll mention the 4th one, but again, it's not out yet. So we have book 1, Powerless. Book 1.5 is Powerful. Book 2 is Reckless. And then book 3 is going to be Fearless. I read Powerless. That's it. So I have all 3 books. I just have not read them yet, and obviously I'm waiting for the last one to come out. And then once that comes out, I will start over and I'll read Powerless again and read through the series and hopefully give my overall review. I've heard some mixed things about that series, so I'm a little nervous. So if you're keeping track, that is 2 out of 7. Next we have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I did read this and I did love it, and I'm loving this series so far. I also read Wild Eyes, but that wasn't out yet when I made this list. I loved Wild Eyes more than I loved Wild Love. And I'm looking forward to Wild Side coming out this year. That's the Rose Hill series. Next I read Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. That is I don't know what the name of the series is, but this is the only one that's on my list. Leather and Lark also came out, I believe in 2024. I started it and I DNF'd it because it was not making me feel the things that Butcher and Blackbird made me feel. But I don't know if I'm going to give that one another shot. And then book 3 is coming out soon. I don't remember. Scythe and Sparrow? Sparrow and Scythe? But anyway, next we have Does It Hurt by H.G. Carlton. I did read this. She's not one of my favorite authors. I think I gave it like a 3.5, 4-star rating. I'll have to check. But it creeped me out more than anything. I wasn't really there for the romance until like the very end, and then I was kind of like, where did this romantic man come from? Because this is not who dunked her head. But anyway, next we have Triple Duty Bodyguards by, I believe, Lily Gold. I don't have the authors in front of me. I did not read this. I do still want to. I have not read anything by that author, but I'm looking forward to it. Next we have the Belladonna series by Adeline Grace, I think. So the books are Belladonna, Wisteria, and Foxglove. I did not read any of them. Next we have Hawk by Jessie Hall. I also did not read that. Then we have By a Thread by Lucy Score. Didn't read that either. Next we have the Seasons of Revenge series. There are 4 books. The first one is 'Tis the Season for Revenge. The second book is Cruel Summer. The third book is The Fall of Bradley Reed. And the 4th book is Big Nick Energy. I didn't read a single one of them. I wanted to read them with the seasons because I'm pretty sure it's winter, summer, fall, winter. I don't know. I wanted to read them with the seasons, but that never happened. Next we have the Vancouver Storm series. There are 2 books, as far as I know. I think that's it. The first one is Behind the Net, and the second one is The Fake Out. I started reading Behind the Net, and I could not get into the writing. It just was not for me. I will give it another shot, but I'll probably have to listen to it because I was trying to read it with my eyes, and it was just making me cringe. So, I did not read those. Next we have the Eden series by Daphne Perry. We have Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, Garnet Flats, Jasper Vale, Crimson River, Sable Peak, and A Legacy Story. I didn't read a single one. I did read Daphne Perry this year. I like her writing, but I just haven't gotten into the series yet. I do have Indigo Ridge, I just haven't read it yet. Next we have the Kings of Sin series by Anna Huang. We have, I think there's more out since this, but King of Wrath, King of Pride, King of Greed, and King of Sloth. I want to say King of Envy is out, but don't quote me. Haven't read any of them. But, so the Twisted series really, I had really mixed feelings about it. I was like, don't see the hype. Like, I don't get it. But I also didn't dislike the books, so I'm hesitant to start her next series. I want this series to work out for me, more so than the Twisted series did, but I'm not feeling super hopeful. So, next we have the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh. I read this whole series, and I want to reread it. So we have Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, and Taming 7. I read all of them. That's fine. Next we have Rules of the Game. First book is Offside, and the second book is Shutout. I didn't read either. I have both, didn't read either. Next we have Take Me With You by Nina G. Jones. Didn't read it. Don't know if I'm going to read it. I do have it. I believe it's Captor Captive, and it's very dark, and I'm just, we know how I feel about dark romance, and I'm very like, do I bother? Do I waste my time? What if it's not a waste of my time? I don't know. So that one's tentative. Next we have The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. I read this book pretty early on in the year and loved it and cried my eyes out. And about a week or 2 ago, I read my highlights from this book and I cried my eyes out all over again without reading the whole book over. So I do want to reread it. I want to listen to the audiobook because I read it with my eyes the first time. And I just wanted to break my heart again. Next we have the Fallen Men series by Gianna Darling. We have Lessons in Corruption, Welcome to the Dark Side, Good Gone Bad, After the Fall, Inked in Lies, Dead Man Walking, and Caution to the Wind. Didn't read a single one. I'll get around to it, promise. Next we have the Letters of Enchantment duet by Rebecca Ross. We have Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. I read Divine Rivals, but now I'm going to have to read Divine Rivals again before I read Ruthless Vows because I don't remember anything. There's a lot of things I don't remember. Then we have Manacled by Senlin Yu. I did not read this, and I'm probably not going to until Alchemized comes out. I do have the ebook of Manacled in case I do want to read the Harry Potter version. I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I have not gotten around to it yet. I'm waiting for Alchemized. Then we have The Fabric of Our Souls by, I believe, K.M. Moranova, and I have not read it, and I don't know if I'm going to, if I'm being honest, because, again, the dark romance thing. But we'll see. Bestie also said she didn't like it at all, but we also have very different tastes, so I don't know. Next we have Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath, and I read it, and I loved it. Emily Rath does no wrong by me. Then we have Play Along by Liz Tom Ford. I'm gonna figure out how to say it, I promise. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series. I read it and I loved it. Books 3 and 4 are my favorite. I think 3 is my favorite, then 4, then 2, then 1, as of right now. But book 5 is coming out this year, so we'll see if Rio's book knocks the right move and Mile High back. Because, as far as I'm concerned, Caught Up is god tier and there's no moving it, and Play Along is a close second for me. And last but not least, we have Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, which I also read. So, if you were keeping track, if you were not keeping track, which I was not, that means I read... Okay, 56, I'm sorry. So there are 56 books on this TBR. And I read 15 out of 56. I don't know what that math is. I going on? I have a 26.8% success rate of this list. Anyway, it's fine. I'm working on my 25 and 2025 list. I'm hoping to record that video today as well, so that can go up midweek this week. So we'll see. I'm going to set myself up for failure again because I'm doing series and books, not just single books. So maybe I'll move some stuff from the 24 list to the 25 list. But anyway, let me know down below how you did on your 24 and 2024 list if you've made one, and if not, let me know what books are on your 25 and 2025 list, because I'll probably steal some. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!